Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 18th WAMCI Anniversary and Changeover Dinner hosted by All Arts and Multicultural Incorporation at Premier Hall of the Queensland Parliament House. I'll now invite Auntie Peggy Titleman, a well-known and respected Aboriginal elders of the Gungari people, to do the acknowledgement of the country. Auntie Peggy Titleman was born at Mitchell. Mitchell is about 568 kilometers away. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Auntie Peggy Titleman.
Yuwala, in my traditional language, Gungari language, that is hello and welcome. Niha. Wani. Welcome everyone. Thank you very much, Lewis, for that introduction. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of this land on which we are gathered today. The Yagara people, the Turrbal people, and also acknowledging other groups that have lived and taken care of this part of country for thousands of generations. I also want to pay my respects to elders both past, present and emerging. Elders of all cultures who now come to this land and call this land home. And the third cultural protocol that I must observe is acknowledging sorry business. So I have sorry business in my family back home at Mitchell, and so I want to extend my sympathies, my condolences to any other families who may have sorry business as well. I'm a Gungari descendant on my father's side. So when I come to these events, I introduce myself culturally. So I am a Gungari descendant on my father's side, but I also have Chinese heritage. My great-grandmother is Chinese. On my mother's side, I am Bidjara, and also my grandfather, my maternal grandfather, came from Afghanistan. So I have a very rich cultural background. I can say that. But as a Gungari descendant, I know my language, my traditional language. I was born on my country. I was born on the riverbank. I know my people, who my people are, and I know my land. So our land extends north from St. George all the way up to Carnarvon Gorge, east of Charleville and west of Roma. So we were granted native title in 2018. So Carnarvon Gorge is part of our traditional land. But it's very important for me to explain to you why we do that acknowledgement of country. So I don't come from this particular part of the country. I'm from southwest Queensland. So we call ourselves freshwater Murrays. The acknowledgement is because I am on somebody else's land. I am a visitor to this part of country, just as all of you are. And we do the acknowledgement of country so that we can honour and respect our people who came before us, our old people who have, as I said, have taken care of this country, but they have maintained our culture. so that we can still carry on with our culture today. I also became a member of the Multicultural Network Association, and when I joined that network, I joined in with some other some people that I would call my close friends. I also acknowledge Lewis Lee as my brother, my Chinese brother, and I acknowledge Surendra Prasad as my brother. So as I said, it is really important that we come together, and we're here as, I said it once before, and Graham Perrott said, I said one nation. He said one people. So we all come together as Australians. But I want to acknowledge that this evening's event is about the 18th anniversary of the World Arts Multiculture Inc. and also the Changeover. I want to acknowledge Melody Chen as the founding president. And Melody, you must be my sister. But I acknowledge the wonderful work that Melody has done over that time. And also I want to acknowledge Edward Lynn, who was the outgoing president, and also Peggy Lewis, as the incoming president. I know that we have a number of dignitaries here with us this evening, but I think that Lewis will be going through that list. And so I just want to acknowledge all of the dignitaries that are here this evening joining this event. And I can honestly say that I have been invited by the Taiwanese Art Association to join them at their art exhibition recently, and also at the Buddha Temple over at Rochdale. So I am I'd say a recognised artist, but it's wonderful that we can bring our cultures together through art and through food, which we're going to enjoy, and all other things that help us to become Australians, and that we can celebrate together. Thank you.
Thank you, Auntie Peggy Tiedemann, for your wonderful acknowledgement of the country. I'm very honored, such an honor to be your brother. Ladies and gentlemen, can I start by beginning by acknowledging the traditional custodian of the land on which we meet. I pay my respect to the elders, past, present, and emerging. Ladies and gentlemen, I haven't introduced myself. My name is Lewis Lee. I'm your MC today. For housekeeping, the ladies and gents toilet are outside this hall. If there is a sign, so just follow the sign. If there is a fire or emergency, please proceed to the nearest exit. Leave the building and gather at the designated assembly area as directed. Appreciate if you can switch off your mobile phone or switch to silent. Now, I would like to acknowledge our dignitary this evening. First, I would like to acknowledge the host, Melody Chen, the Life Honorary President of World Arts and Multiculture, also the Commissioner for Overseas Community Affairs Council, ROC, Taiwan. And I acknowledge Edward Lin, the outgoing President. He has been President for 10 years. And I acknowledge Peggy Wu, the incoming President. And then I also acknowledge Diana Yi and Maggie Liu, the Honorary President. All the team members of World Arts and Multiculture Incorporated. Now I'd like to acknowledge the TICO and QTC, Edward Tao, the Director General of Taipei Economic and Cultural Office. And I also acknowledge Henry Lin, his Deputy Director. Where's Henry Lin? And I acknowledge Su Fan Cheng, the Director of Queensland Taiwan Center. Now I have to acknowledge the State MP. Can I first acknowledge the Honourable Lian Lina MP, the Minister for Child and Youth Justice and Minister for Multicultural Affairs. And Member from Nadi. And Leanne Enoch's not here yet. Okay, I'll acknowledge later. Can I acknowledge Peter Russo and Peter State Member for TUI, also the Chairman of the Legal Affairs and Community Safety Committee. Can I also acknowledge Dr. John Pro Lembrook, MP, the Shadow Minister for Senior Community and Disability Services and Shadow Minister for Multiculturalism and Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Partnership, also member for Surface Paradise. Can I acknowledge Councillor King Marks? Where is Councillor King Marks? Councillor for Runcorn Ward, also the Chairman of the City Standard. She's not here. I'm reading her. Is Councillor King Marks here? No? So someone might have any other way. Can I acknowledge Councillor Teresa Lane, the Division 2 from the local City Council, and her partner, John Abbott. Where's John Abbott? Thank you. Can I acknowledge James Martin, the nominee for public office, and also his partner, Stella Martin. Can I acknowledge Bill Grant, the acting Assistant Commissioner for Queensland Police Services, and all the teams of the Queensland Police Services. Can I acknowledge Ernest Wigton? He's not here. And you acknowledge Peter Low, OAM, the Honorary President of Queensland Chinese Forum, and Honorary President of the Australian Christian Association. Can I acknowledge Surendra Prasad, the President of the Fijian Senior Citizen Association of Queensland, and also the Chairman of the Indian Heritage War Memorial Committee. Can I acknowledge Jeannie Mott, OAM, the Director of Multicultural MCC, Multicultural Community Centre. Can I acknowledge Gail Kurt, OAM, the CEO for the Access Community Services. Can I acknowledge Michael Choi, OAM, the former member for Kabalaba. I hope I get this name right. Can I acknowledge Auntie Peggy Tiedemann again, the community leaders, the Gundari elders. Can I acknowledge Vivian Lin, the Commissioner for Overseas Community Affairs Council, ROC. Where's Vivian Lin? Can I now acknowledge 4 people here: Emily Huang, Peter Huang, and Michelle Huang, and Wayne Cole. Where are they? Stand up, please. They are the Senior Advisor of the Community Affairs Council, ROC. Fora Chen, the Advisor for Overseas Community Affairs, ROC. Where's Fora Chen? Lawrence Day, the Secretary General of the Australian Federation of Taiwanese Association. Lawrence Connivan, I didn't see him, but it's written here, but anyway, I'll go to the next one. Leila Protect, the President of the Dominion Women Association of Queensland. You can acknowledge Paul Xi, the President of the Taiwan Chamber of Commerce, Australia. Greg Yu, the President of the Australian Taiwanese Chamber of Commerce of Queensland. Tina Lin, the President of the Global Federation of Chinese Business Women Association of Queensland. Benjamin Chen, the Permanent Advisor for Taiwan Women League of Queensland. Where's Benjamin Chen? He's not here. Gloria Chen or Chai? Who's here? Gloria Chai, the President of the Australian Asian Art Network Association. Lien Wang, the President of San Chai Fine Arts International Association Incorporated. Arthur Liu, the President of Buddha Light International Association of Queensland. James Hu, the President of the Taiwanese French Association of Queensland. Lisa Xu, the President of Queensland Chinese Orchestra. Elsa Shui, the President of the Chinese Ethnic Broadcasting Association of Queensland. Jeffrey Chiang, the President of the Hakka Association of Queensland. I think I cover all the community leaders. Now I cover the business leader. Can I acknowledge Jane Cheng, the General Manager of the Taiwan Business Bank Limited, the Queensland branch. Where is Jane Cheng? She's not here? Okay. Stephen Grandin, the General Manager of Sampec. Thank you. If I miss out anyone, I take full responsibility for it, okay? Even though I didn't prepare this. Ladies and gentlemen, I now invite Melody Cheng, the Life Honorary President of All Arts and Multicultural, also the Commissioner for Overseas Community Affairs Council, ROC Taiwan, to do the opening speech. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Melody Cheng.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Welcome to the 18th WAMCI anniversary dinner and changeover ceremony at Queensland Parliament House. It is a significant event and important evening for WAMCI. Thank you all for your attendance tonight. Special thanks to all members, board members, advisors, supervisors, and distinguished guests for your continuous support. Since the establishment of WAMCI 18 years ago, WAMCI has been using the cultural and artistic strengths to promote exchanges, understanding, and promoting harmony with all diverse communities. Tonight is the 8th and 9th President Changeover ceremony. A vote of thanks outgoing President Evelyn for your 4-year effort. All the WAMCI team, congratulations, incoming President Peggy Wu. We wish you to very best in your new undertaking of leading the WAMCI team. Once again, thank you very much for your attendance, your sponsorship, and continuous. We really appreciate it. Enjoy the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Melody Chen. Melody Chen came to my office in 2003 and she wants to set up what we call War Arts and Multiculture. So War Arts and Multiculture was established in 2003. Ladies and gentlemen, next speaker, I'm going to invite Edward Ling, the outgoing president of WAMCI, to do his final concluding speech or whatever speech was called. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome President Edward Ling.
Thank you, Louis. Thank you for introducing our guest of honor. And I also wish to acknowledge the artists who are here today with us. Dr. Renata Buziak and April Giblin, Yushi Hughes, Rolo Element. They sit at a table back there. Welcome. Auntie Peggy, Minister, Director General, community leaders, and our artists, sponsors, friends, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for celebrating WAMCI's 18th anniversary with us. Each anniversary of WAMCI also brings celebrating events. It could be a moon festival, a book launch, or a presidential changeover ceremony like tonight. And I joined this organization in 2015 and soon was assigned as the CEO of WAMCI's Brisbane International Arts Festival, and then was elected as the president of WAMCI in 2017 and then re-elected in 2019. During these 6 years, the team of WAMCI accomplished lots of work. May I now may I ask all the WAMCI members who are here tonight to stand up. And ladies and gentlemen, please give them around the WAMCI's team at back, please stand up. WAMCI's team. Thank you very much. Please sit down. And may I acknowledge Maggie Lu. Maggie, please stand up. Yeah. The president who assigned me as the CEO of Brisbane International Arts Festival in 2016. She is the reason that I suffered in the last 60 years. Give her a round of applause. And I also like like to especially introduce three people who certainly joined the team before me and supported me, worked with me, and work through each and every project and event, big or small, good time or bad time, and went through all the 6 years. And I would like to invite them to join me to share this moment. Founding President Melody Chen, Senior Vice President John Chen, John, Senior Vice President, yes, and Vice President Susan Yang. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I will very briefly introduce what the team has been doing in the last six years. Okay, the first one is Brisbane International Arts Festival, and then Taiwan Cultural Festival, WAMCI Multicultural Festival, Moreton Bay Lunar New Year Festival, Moon Festival, Taiwan Film Festival, citizenship ceremonies, and publications. Okay. And these are some posters from our first Brisbane International Festival, Arts Festival in 2016, and then 2017, 2018, 19, and and then 2020. Okay. And all these festivals are involving artists from all different cultural backgrounds. And by now, we have been working with cultural background, about 30 different cultural background and international artists from around the world, covers all 5 continents in the world, from Europe, America, Africa, Oceanic, and everywhere. And 各位可以看到，我们尽量，我们都是用台湾的专业表演艺术团体来做这个主视觉设计。那2016年的这个回廊古籍，2017年的这个赤山表演工作坊，2018年的台湾布袋戏，2019年的这个9天民俗技艺团，以及2020年的新传歌仔戏剧团。And we know that year 2020 is a difficult year, but we are lucky enough. The border lockdown happened after we finished our festival. And even so, there's still 4 performing arts organizations. They cancel their performance due to some of their members trapped overseas. But we still have very good turnout and very good performance and exhibitions. And these are some brochures from the past. And each Brisbane International Arts Festival presenting different type of arts events. I will use 2019 as an example. So we have a Taiwan Week Lantern exhibition, stories, multicultural painting exhibitions. Some of the artists participate in the stories painting exhibition are here tonight. And we have also multicultural performances with artists from all different cultural backgrounds. And we have professional performing group from Taiwan. It could be orchestra or dance or aerobatic or theatrical performance. And we have award the painting, lantern painting competitions, ceremonies, award ceremonies in Sunnybank shopping centers, or Queensland Taiwan centers, or in some park, in different venues every year. And this year, we branches Brisbane International Arts Festival into Taiwan Cultural Festival and WAMCI's Multicultural Festival. And for Taiwan Cultural Festival, we have lantern painting competition as usual, and we have Lunar New Year celebrations, and also forums, cultural forums, connecting Brisbane and Sydney's cultural workers and scholars to discuss about Taiwanese Australians' cultural identity in Brisbane and Sydney. And we also have artists' work. Although 2021, this year, artists cannot come to Australia, but we managed to have their work displayed in Queensland Taiwan Center. And also we have our charity fundings for multicultural festival this year. And our painting exhibition, two artists, one is Auntie Peggy and the other one is Fontaine Ding from Taiwan. And multicultural performance, this year we have 6 performing groups from Philippine cultural background, Australia and Japan, Colombian, Bolivian, Taiwan, and Korea. So this is the photo at the end of the performance. And we also organized Moreton Bay Lunar New Year's Festival. It was advocated by Taipei Economic and Cultural Office in 2016 and organized by assigned organization assigned by Moreton Bay Regional Council Office. And since last year, year 2020, council take back the task. They organized this festival, and we Taiwanese organizations will present, like say from 2 o'clock to 4 to 4 o'clock, 2 hours, half of the performance. And thank you for the Taiwanese cultural organizations' support. Each year they provide the performance in that's called Kabucho Town Center, Kabucho Town Center. And this festival, we have not only performance but also has a display stands from the center and from World Arts and Multicultural. And the third prince is stage costume is always very, very welcome by families. And these are moon festivals each year. This one is in 2019, before the pandemic. And these are some photos. And no matter it's an arts festival, cultural festival, or a moon festival, Melody always used all her resources from Taiwan and introduced professional Taiwanese performing arts group to Australia. And every time when I'm working at school, the exhibition bumping in and bumping out is John's help to organize everything. Yes. When I'm working at school. So, and for arts festivals, and mostly I make contact with artists locally in Australia, like performing arts or painting artists. So, and Susan organized everything else, transportation, catering, support, volunteers, and applying. And this is the photo. Is one of my favorite photos. Is taken after our Moon Festival in 2019. And then we have Taiwan Film Festival from 2017. is initiated by Dr. Meifen Guo, and after 3 years, 2017, 18, 19, then Dr. Meifen Guo had to move to Sydney. So World Arts take over the responsibility to continue this film festival. And when 2017, when this festival started, the venue is in UQ Chanel Theatre. And this year, we will have this film festival in Sunnybank Shopping Center, Hoist Theatre, yes, cinema. And we also have citizenship ceremony. Louis, how many citizenship ceremony we have done?
Oh,
20,
25th,
25.
26.
Yeah.
26.
Yeah, 26. This
Don's
June.
right.
Yes. Yes. And yeah, John always lead the singing for national anthem singing. Yeah, our leading singer. And this is something I'm very proud of. In the last 6 years, we published a series. We named it Sunnybank WAMCI Art Collection. These 5 books collected artwork of 6 artists, and most of them have their exhibitions in Zhongtian Temple Art Galleries in Logan. And I'm very proud of these 2 books. I think these 2 books representing our focus, world arts and multicultural. One is a multicultural experience published in 2018, and the next one is the Arts Festival published last year, 2020. And both books invited local community leaders and representatives from business sector, education sector, academic sector, diplomats, and politicians, and certainly artists, and to present their insight, their knowledge, their experience, and their experience working with world arts and multiculture in the last few years. And I bring about 60 copies of the Arts Festival at the corridor there. So if you haven't got a copy, please take one. It's free today, but after today, you have to ask President Peggy. So that's a very, very brief introduction about what the team has been doing in the last 6 years. And I would like to say I very, very appreciate all your support. And without your support, we can't have done much work like that. And I would like to ask your continued support to President Peggy Wu, just like what you have been supporting me. And thank you very much. That's all.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hand together for President Edward Lin for the comprehensive report, and also thank you Melody and John Chen and Susan Yang and all the other team from the Arts and Multicultural in contributing all these projects. Ladies and gentlemen, I was kickstart acknowledging the Minister for Multicultural. Now I'll do that properly. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite the Honorable Lian Lina, the Minister for Children and Youth Justice and Minister for Multicultural Affairs, and also member for NATI. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Honorable Lian Lina. I don't do this often, you know. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lewis. It's lovely to see you. I would like to start by also respectfully acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we're meeting tonight, and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. And also thank you, Anna Peggy, as I do when I see you at these events always, for your lovely words, but also for not just words of welcome, but the sense of genuine warmth and welcome that you always bring to your Welcome to Country. So thank you so much. Now, Lewis, I have only been given 2 minutes, and I will try to respectfully fit within the agenda to that 2 minutes. So I hope everyone in the room will forgive me for not acknowledging all of those important people that Lewis has already acknowledged. And Lewis, you always do a wonderful job in respectfully acknowledging the protocols And there are always so many important people in these events and in the room, and I thank you for the contributions that you've made. It would be remiss of me, though, to not acknowledge just a few people, and I hope that those that will not be acknowledged will forgive me. And I acknowledge Mr. Edward Tao, Director General of the Taipei Economic and Cultural Office. I warmly acknowledge Melody. Melody, you are such a beautiful and gracious person, and I thank you and acknowledge your significant contribution to this organisation. I also acknowledge Edward Lin, the outgoing president, and thank you for that lovely presentation. I was absolutely loving your update and all of the photos that you showed of the different events. And I warmly acknowledge and welcome you, Peggy, and wish you very well with the role that you're taking up in WAMCI. Can I also respectfully acknowledge my colleagues in the room tonight, my shadow, John Paul, we go to many events together, but also Peter Russo, who I work closely with, and can I say that Peter, along with a dear friend of many in this room, Duncan Pegg, who sadly is not with us tonight, spoke to me very soon after being appointed the Minister for Multicultural Affairs about this organisation and about the significant contribution that you have made to the community. And I want to, while formally acknowledging you and the contribution that WAMCI has made, equally acknowledge our friend Duncan Pegg. And as I acknowledge him, I acknowledge James, who's in the room, who was a very dear friend of Duncan's and is a very dear friend of mine. I was with Duncan just a few days before he passed, and I can assure you the only thing he spoke about was his community and was organisations like yours, even at that late stage where there were many other things that could have been on his mind. It was you, and it was the community that you come from that he was thinking of. So on that note, I just wanted to acknowledge him. But equally, if I can acknowledge again the contribution that you make. In Queensland we have a Multicultural Recognition Act. And under that act sits a multicultural charter, and under that charter, an action plan. And those documents are incredibly important statements of what we, as a government, hope that Queensland is and will continue to become. And that is a Queensland that is inclusive, it's a Queensland that is harmonious, it's a Queensland that is welcoming. But those documents are brought to life through the actions of organisations like yours and the events that you organise. And the way that you warmly welcome all of the community to come and to learn about your culture, but to equally engage in an exchange. And I hope that you know that just the importance of the organisation that you run, but the volunteer efforts, that I hope you feel acknowledged, not just tonight at these important dinners each year, but that you know that the acknowledgement is there and the knowledge in government, in members like myself and your local members, of the significant contribution you make for every hour that you dedicate. And I have no doubt that it is a significant contribution of your time. Because Queensland is a beautiful and wonderful state, but we still can improve and we still have a way to go. And I think cultural exchange, whether it is through art, whether it is through dialogue, whether it is through dance or music, whether it is through any of those mediums and others, I think that we are very, very lucky as a state to be able to celebrate our diversity, to do so in a safe way, but we can still continue to evolve in that conversation and move forward. So can I wish all of the incoming board all the very best in the year ahead. I look forward to working with you, and I also equally thank those who may be outgoing. I'm sure that you will stay involved in this organisation, and I have felt tremendously welcomed at your events already and look forward to continuing to come to those events in the coming 3.5 years. So thank you so much for having me here tonight. I'm sorry I can't stay for the whole night, but it would have been remiss of me not to come and say thank you.
Thank you, the Honourable Leandina and the ladies and gentlemen. Next speaker I would like to invite is Edward Tao, the Director General of Taipei Economic and Cultural Office in Brisbane. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Edward Tao. Apa khabar? Khabar baik? Selamat datang. Terima kasih. Edward Tao. I'm speaking to Bahasa Indonesia with Edward Tao. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Edward Tao.
Thank you, Louis. And I'm Peggy, and President Edward Ling, and Honorable President Melody Chan, the Honorable Leandina, Minister for Children, Youth Justice and Multicultural Affairs, and Mr. Peter Russo, Member for TUI, Mr. Bill Graham, Assistant Commissioner, of Queensland Police Service, distinguished members of Queensland Parliament and the City Councils, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. On behalf of the Taipei Economic and Cultural Office, I would like to offer our sincere greetings and congratulations to the organizers of tonight's event and to the World Art and Multicultural Incorporation, WAMCI. And like Auntie Peggy, I do have a very rich cultural background as well. Many people know I was born in Australia to a Taiwanese diplomat family, and over the years I've lived in 9 countries and across the 6 continents. So I can speak Mandarin, I can speak English, Bahasa, and some French. And I always believe that cultural diversity is an invaluable asset for immigrant countries like Australia as well as Taiwan. So when I first arrived in Brisbane some 2 months ago, WAMCI is one of the first local organizations that I visited. And I'm extremely impressed by the work that this organization has achieved over the years. And like my friend Edward Ling has mentioned, they hosted the Moreton Bay and the Lunar New Year Festival, and my office always also supported the event as well as the Taiwanese Cultural Festival and the annual Taiwanese Film Festival. And I also know that they have hosted the Brisbane International Art Festival for many years. And I want to thank Melody and Edward and Peggy, and because you have invited many renowned artists from Taiwan, and they were able to visit Queensland and grace us with their marvelous work. And I want to, of course, commend the outgoing President Edward Ling and for his brilliant stewardship. It is a particularly challenging time, we know, in the last couple of years because of the COVID-19 pandemic. But Edward still manages to keep this organization moving forward and continue to promote art and cultural diversity. And good job. I'm confident that under the leadership of new President Peggy, and this organization will continue to grow and prosper in the years to come. Congratulations on your 18th anniversary. Also, today we congregate at the Parliament House, and I want to follow the lead of Mr. Leonard to take this opportunity to pay tribute to a friend who used to work there, Mr. Duncan Peck. And I know he's also a good friend of WAMCI and especially Melody. And Duncan was always a fervent advocate for my country, and he's also the co-chair of the Taiwanese Friendship Group, and he also supports the local Taiwanese community for many years. So I want to thank him for assisting my predecessors and also for introducing me to this parliament when I first arrived. And so despite my short stay, I'm very fortunate and honored to have the opportunity to talk to Mr. Duncan Peck over the phone, and visited him in person at his constituency office a few days before his passing. And I know that he's a decent and honest person. And I want to express our sincere condolences to his family and colleagues. And I want to say farewell, my friend. 我需要谢谢那个林继平林会长，还有我们这个陈秋燕陈委员今天邀请我过来，我也要在这边祝福我们这个新的会长 Peggy， 祝福您这个会务顺利。Thank you all for your kind attention, and please enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, can I formally acknowledge Ernest Whiten, just came, Ernest Whiten AM, the 3rd rotating chair of the Multicultural Queensland Social Network. I forgot to acknowledge my good friend Alan Cheng, the president of UMIA. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, next I would like to invite the state member for Tuhi. He's also the chair of the Legal Affairs and Community Safety Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Peter Russo MP.
Good evening, everybody. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land in which we meet and acknowledge their elders past, present and emerging. I'd like to thank Auntie Peggy Hardiman for your wonderful welcome to the country. I would also like to acknowledge Edward Cow, Director General of the Taipei Economic Cultural Office in Brisbane, and I'd like to acknowledge Melanie, the Life Honorary President of WAMCI, and Edward Lin, and the incoming President, Peggy Wu. I know there are other distinguished guests. There's commissioned officers from the Queensland Police, and I'd like to welcome you. There's also the liaison officers here somewhere down there who do a great job in assisting our multicultural electorates of both Toohey and Stratton. As everybody is aware and has been acknowledged, my electorate of Toohey and the neighbouring electorate of Stratton are one of the most diverse, culturally diverse and inclusive communities within the southeast. And it'd be amiss of me not to acknowledge Duncan Pegg, the member for Stratton who recently passed. And as we all know and as we all witnessed, he was a fierce advocate for his community, and he will be sadly missed by all. I'd also like to acknowledge James Martin and echo those kind words from the Minister about the support that James showed Duncan during this very difficult time. And I know it wasn't easy to watch our good friend go through what he went. As Edward has told you, the World Arts and Multicultural Incorporated is also responsible for many citizenship ceremonies, and I think if you were looking closely at those photos, you would have seen Duncan in one of those photos, as well as many other members of WAMCI. And the wonderful thing about your citizenship ceremonies are simply this: they are the first organisation to welcome new aspiring Australians to our beautiful country. The list continues: your concerts, your Lunar New Year celebrations, cultural lessons, food appreciation and other performing arts events, as outlined by Edward. I can't do justice to them, but Edward did. Many of these activities would not have existed in Brisbane without this fantastic community organisation. To Melanie, Edward and the incoming President Peggy, thank you for being the bridge between the two cultures. Your hard work contributes invaluable differences to the people in Toohey and Stratton. To all current and past executive team, your dedication, enthusiasm and insight are really inspiring to the community. I wish you many years of great achievements ahead. I would like to congratulate World Arts and Multicultural Incorporated in their 80th year anniversary. And without further, I would wish everyone a pleasant evening.
Thank you, Mr. Peter Russell, MP. Ladies and gentlemen, it's very sad to see Duncan pass away, and I also want to send my deepest condolences to his family. Ladies and gentlemen, the long-time staffer and also the nominee for public office, James Martin. Ladies and gentlemen, please invite James Martin to say a few words of tribute to Duncan.
Thanks, Lewis. Thanks, everyone. I just wanted to start by acknowledging all of the special guests we've got here today: Director General Edward Tao, to Minister Leonard, to all the MPs, community leaders, councillors, OAMs, to the Edward Lin, the outgoing president, and to Peggy Wu, the incoming president, and the whole team at WAMCI. Today I'm here to recognise our friend Duncan Pegg, MP. As you know, Duncan sadly passed away last week following his battle with cancer, and I know many people in this room have met and got to know Duncan well over the years. Duncan attended many of these WAMCI events since he was first elected and before he was elected in 2015, and he kept coming back. He always spoke very highly of this event. He loved seeing the WAMCI Multicultural Festival, and for Duncan, this event represented what is great about our community: people coming together. In fact, in Duncan's last speech to Parliament, he said, "Most important of all though, I'm proud of our community. It is a very unique part of Queensland. The usual conventions and rules do not always apply in my local area, but that is, I think, what makes it special. It is the most multicultural electorate in the state, and that energy drives and shines through in our community. We are fortunate in our local area to have so many community-minded people, and I value the friendships we have made with so many. I'm proud to have worked together. As someone who knew Duncan for over 20 years and saw him in action as our local MP, I know we'll all miss him and his passion for our community. In particular, WAMCI and the Taiwanese community, who he's worked so closely with as the local MP and also as the chair of the Parliamentary Friends of Taiwan. When Duncan was first elected in 2015, we moved into the Stratton electorate office. One of the first people to visit was Melody Chen. We knew Melody was the life honorary president of WAMCI, but what we didn't know, and what we found out on the day, is that she was also the landlord. Very important person to know. Melody and the whole team at WAMCI have been a pleasure to work with. I soon learned that if Melody came into the office with a request for assistance, Duncan's answer was always yes. Whether it was organising art projects with Callumdale College or organising festivals or performances, welcoming artists or special guests from overseas, WAMCI have always been on the front foot, giving back to the whole community. And I know they will continue to do this into the future. I'm also pleased to advise that we passed all of our landlord inspections with flying colours. Finally, in Duncan's farewell speech to the community, he said, "I'm sure you have heard me talk about how I moved to Stratton when I was 17 to attend Griffith Uni, and how I lived here almost ever since. How I've had the privilege to watch our area grow and evolve over the last 20 years. I tell that story a lot because so many members of our community have the same story. I moved here from Rockhampton, some have moved here from interstate, others from different parts of Queensland. Many have come across the sea. What unites us is what we have built. That is the point of connection for us all, a vibrant and multicultural community that we have built together. Duncan loved the community of Stratton, and I truly believe that the community love him back. We miss you, Duncan."
Thank you, James Martin. Rest in peace, Duncan Cave. Ladies and gentlemen, next I would like to invite Bill Grant, the Acting Assistant Commissioner for Queensland Police Services, to say a few words. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Bill.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I would firstly like to thank and respectfully acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land which we meet tonight, and pay my respect to their elders past, present and emerging. I'd also like to acknowledge the elders and leaders of all communities who are present here this evening, along with our elected officials and senior community leaders. I would like to personally acknowledge our hosts, Melody Chen, Lewis Lee, Edward Lin and Peggy Wu, and former presidents, directors and members of WAMCI. It is an honour for me to attend this evening's World Arts and Multicultural Incorporated 18th anniversary dinner and board changeover ceremony on behalf of the Queensland Police Service. I thank Edward Lin for his contribution as president and congratulate Peggy Wu as the newly elected president. I also commend both outgoing and incoming board members for your dedication to WAMCI. I acknowledge the time and commitment given by all directors and members to drive community initiatives and achieve success. The Queensland Police Service has a long and proud history of engagement amongst our diverse, multicultural community. Collaborative and productive partnerships are fundamental to ensuring community safety, and we look forward to continuing our strong relationship with WAMCI moving forward. This evening gives everyone the opportunity to celebrate and recognise the great work that WAMCI has achieved. I would like to express my appreciation for your ongoing support and working closely with us in advocating multiculturalism, promoting community safety, and contributing to crime prevention in our community. I would like to recognise and thank our hard-working police liaison officers who are with me tonight. For their tireless work they do in the community, and recognise the close working relationships our PLOs do have with WAMCI. Congratulations and well done to everyone involved. I thank you for your shared commitment in making our community a peaceful and harmonious place to live and work. Your sharing of artworks and cultural experiences certainly promotes the spirit of multiculturalism within our community. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bill Grant. Next is a very important section. Can I invite the Honourable Lena on stage, please? On the podium. There's no stage here. Can I invite Peter Russo MP, if you can stand over this side. Melody has something for you, if you can stand. Can I... Peter Russo on this side, please. Yeah. I'll give you 5 seconds. Melody, Peter Russo. Can I invite Edward Ling? Stay. Oh, thank you. Edward Ling in the center. Can I have Peggy Wu? Peggy, if you can stay. This side. Can I have Edward Tao in the middle? You only come to the podium if I call your name. Can I have John Paul Lenbrook? Can I have Su Feng Cheng? You can stand.
Stand safely next to me.
Su Feng Cheng. Can I have Councillor Teresa Lane? Su Feng Cheng over this side, please. Teresa Lane on this side. Thank you. Can I have Bill Grant? If you can stand on this side. Closer, so that our photographer can take the photo. Melody. Okay, Melody, can you stay on this side? Melody. Can I have James Martin, please? If you can stand on this side. Can Okay. I hope I haven't missed out anyone. We're just taking photo anyway. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You can take your seat. Can I, if you can take a seat, those who hasn't, I call your name, you haven't speak, like Teresa Lane and John Paul Lenbrook, if you can come to. John Paul Lenbrook, Teresa Lane. You two haven't been speaking, so I would like you to say a few words, if you don't mind. Start with John Paul Lenbrook, the Shadow Assistant Minister for Multiculturalism, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Partnership, and also Shadow Minister for Community, what else? Disability Services, CDs, ladies and gentlemen, member for Surface Paradise. If you can say a few words.
Thank you, Lewis. Look, there have been so many acknowledgements. I do want to acknowledge Auntie Peggy. Thank you for your lovely welcome to country. Can I acknowledge, of course, the traditional owners, but all of you. I have known Melody Chen for many years as well and have often been invited and attended WAMCI functions. I want to acknowledge Edward and what he's done, and Peggy, with you taking over, I look forward to continuing the relationship. Multiculturalism is bipartisan. What you're doing for our wonderful state is something that only adds to the quality of our state. Just as many of us have come from different places. As I said, at a citizenship ceremony on Sunday that Lewis Lee was the MC for. I came from another country with my parents in the 1960s, but many of you are people who've come from the Asian continent in the last 20 to 30 years, and that's a different type of migration, but something that we all have welcomed in Queensland. The state has given me a wonderful education, a community, a family. I would never have expected to end up an MP, but here I am, and so now it's part of my job as Shadow Minister for Multiculturalism to say that we encourage all of the activities that groups like WAMCI do, and to encourage you to keep doing, to make sure that we continue on our path to be the most multicultural country in the world, successfully, and also, of course, the greatest part of Queensland is, the greatest part of Australia is Queensland. So thank you again for having me. It's great to be here.
Thank you very much. John Paul, you can take a seat. Ladies and gentlemen, Councillor Teresa Lane, Division 2 of the Logan City Council. Ladies and gentlemen, Teresa has been attending WAMCI events for the last 10 years. Ladies and gentlemen, Councillor Teresa Lane.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Melody, for your kind invitation this evening. Melody's always been a smiling face that whenever you walk into a building and you see it, you know that it's going to be a great evening, and it's also going to be a very welcoming one. As I walked into the room tonight, I saw Arthur and I saw my friend Michael Choi, my friend Lewis Lee, and there are a bunch of other people in the room that I hope to become friends with into the future, long into the future. Edward, congratulations on such a successful tenure as president, and welcome, Peggy, as the next successive president. I think that there are many great things to come, and if the last 10 years are anything to go by, they'll be very successful ones. So congratulations everybody tonight, and thank you very much for inviting me along. Auntie Peggy, beautiful, welcome to the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Teresa Lane. Now I'm going to conduct the changeover ceremony now. Before we have dinner, we will do a quick one. Ladies and gentlemen, I need Luke Hoon, do the returning officer, to issue the certificate appointment first. And next, can I invite Lena, which is, you'll be next, okay? Can I invite Edward Tao to come along? Edward Tao will be holding that, present that to Peggy Wu. Edward, second, you'll be second, and then third will be here. Over here, you stay here. Look first, okay? Look, you present that to, come over. I think, can I have Edward Ling? Edward, if you can witness the... Okay, that is Luke Hung, the returning officer, officially hand over a certificate to incoming president. That is a ceremony we are going to conduct. And after that, you have taken that photo, then Edward Tao, the Director General of Taipei Economic and Cultural Office, will present this seal to incoming President Peggy Wu. If you can, Peggy, okay. Yeah. And if, someone can hold that for her. And then can I have Su Feng Cheng to present the flag first, and then that will be next, right? Come over. Present the WAMCI flag, official flag, to Peggy Wu. Last but not least will be the shoulder strap to go over from left to right to Peggy Wu's shoulders before she speaks. If you can put on, like left to right. Thank you. Thank you very much. If you can turn around. Thank you very much. And Dana and Maggie would like to give some flowers. Thank you. That will be later. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you can smile for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. Now I would like to invite the incoming President Peggy Wu to have the opening speech, first opening speech. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Peggy Wu.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending the ceremony. Now, I'm looking forward to take the duty of President of WAMCI. Considering what have been achieved by the foreigners, I sincerely request your continuing support to WAMCI as you always have. Please enjoy the dinner, and I will introduce our new managing team later. Thank you all again.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. The dinner will be served now. Ladies and gentlemen, where do we start? We start from that table first, or you want? Up to you. Okay, why don't we start from table number 1 here? Is that number 1? I consider this one is table 1. If you don't mind, go there, ladies first.
Yeah, no.
And this table will be next. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to proceed to ask the President to do the presentation to the letter of certificate appointment to our honorary advisor first. Can I have Peggy Wu
in the shop and in the party.
and where are the volunteers to get the certificate? First one is Mr. Peter Russell. He is our advisor or honorary advisor. I think if I ask Melody Cheng and Edward to be on the side, if you can. Melody Cheng, Edward, if you can on the side, back up here. I think can be that over here. Better here. I think you first, and then I'll go. Present that to Peter. Okay. That one, it's not in the run sheet. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not a run sheet. Can I have Edward Tao and Su Fei Cheng to present to Edward? Sorry, Peter, if you don't mind to take a seat. It's not in the run sheet. Oh, this side, this side. Melody and Peggy. Melody. This side. Okay. 下一个是谁 ？Okay. Next. 念一下。
All right. Okay. This is a certificate of appreciation from the Minister of our Overseas Community Affairs Council. This is to hereby presented to Mr. Edward Lin for serving as the chairperson of World Arts and Multiculturalism, promoting the welfare of overseas compatriots, propagating democracy, and introducing Taiwan's diversity culture. Thank you.
Thank you. Peggy.
I also have a certificate
Su Fei
of
Cheng.
congratulations
From
the minister as well, presented to Ms. Peggy Wu for being elected as the chairperson of WAMCI, which is proof of your contribution to and competence in overseas compatriot affairs. It's by Prime Minister Dong Zhen. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next, Tai Chang. Okay, thank you. Now, I need to ask Peter Bruce to come back second time. Peter, apology. Sincere apology, my mistake. I have to take full responsibility for it, Peter. Full responsibility for it. You coming? Peggy, we can present this certificate to Peter Russell MP. What is the title? Honorary Advisor or Advisor? Let me have a quick look. Okay. Appointment as the Honorary Advisor of War Arts and Multicultural, Peter Russell MP. Thank you. Thank you very much. Next one is supposed to be Councillor Kim Marks, but she is not here. Can I ask Surrender Prasad or AN? Surrender Prasad? Surrender is the President of the Fijian Senior Citizen Association of Queensland, and also the Director of Hindu of the Council of Australia, and also the Chairman of the Australian of the Indian War Memorial Committee at the Sunnybank RSL. Surrender, you are appointed as the Advisor of War Arts and Multicultural from 1st of July 2021 to 30th of June 2023. Congratulations. Next one. Better be quick. Next one, please give me the next one. Who is next one? Next one is me? Okay. Me is the Life Honorary Advisor of War Arts and Multicultural. You better read that.
The Life Honorary Advisor of War Art and Multicultural. Thank you.
Next. You Can I have Arthur Liu? Arthur Liu, please. Arthur, you've been appointed as the Advisor for War Arts and Multicultural Incorporation. Arthur is the President of the Buddha Light International Association of Queensland. Come over, Arthur. Congratulations. Next one. Next, can I have Emily Huang? Emily Huang, please. Emily as the Advisor of War Arts and Multicultural Incorporation. Next one in line, can I have Wen Ko? Wen Ko, your line is here. Wen Ko, if you can come over. You are the Advisor of War Arts and Multicultural. Maybe you don't know this, but you are. Thank you, Wen. Peggy. Okay. Can I have Vivian Ling? Vivian is the Commissioner for Overseas Community Affairs Council, ROC. Used to be the Secretary General of the Federation of the Taiwanese Association. Come over. Vivian Ling as Advisor of War Arts and Multicultural. And next, can I have Peter Huang? Peter Huang is the Senior Advisor of the Community Affairs Council, ROC. Used to be the Honorary President of the Australian Taiwanese Chamber of Commerce. In fact, could be the founding president, right? 这边来 Peter Huang 这边。Next one, can I have Su Ling and Tina Ling? You need to represent your sister. Come over. Su Ling, she is actually in Taipei right now, or Taiwan. So Su Ling is appointed as the Advisor of War Arts and Multicultural. Tina Ling is the sister. She is the President of the Global Federation of the Business Women Association of Queensland. Australia. Let me, Florence Day. Can I have Florence Day? You have been appointed as the advisor of War Arts and Multiculture. She is the Secretary General of the Federation of the Taiwanese Association. Come over, Florence Day. She used to be the past president of the Hakka Association of Queensland. I think she will be next in line as a commissioner for Community Affairs Council. What's next? We finished advisor now, so can I have John Cheng, the Senior Vice President? We'll do it in one go. Can I have Jiu Chun, the Vice President? Tony Sun, the Vice President? Megan Grumick, the Director? Jason Su, the Director? Dr. Tony Jiang, the Director? And Charlene Lee, the Director? And Susan Yan, the Project Manager. Please come in one go. If you can stay behind you, 我们 group photo 等一下，来这里。John Chang 来，可能你在这里。Megan。I think you in the middle. Can I have Melody and Edward Lin? Can I have the Vice President? Who is the Vice President? Tom Cheng. Where's Tom Cheng? Charlene. Melody Cheng. Edward Lin. Edward Lin. Edward 在这里哈。还有谁是 Vice President？ 还有一个Jiu Edward， 还有3个荣誉会长 Honorary President, who is Honorary President Dana Yi and Maggie Liu. Please come over. Maggie. 等一下哦，Dana Yi。你在中间，在这里，在 Melody 旁边，还有我在 Peggy 旁边，一起，等一下再来一下，对了 ，OK。等一下，可以请坐。Dana 跟 Maggie 跟 Edward 跟那个 Melody 来，出场来，出场。Edward Powell, Director General. 他走了。James Martin, please. Peter, these are the honorary president, James. And Peter, these are honorary president. You know, this is Dana Yi, that is Maggie, that is Edward Lee. Come, Teresa, come over. John Paul Lebrook, if you don't mind to come over. I think John Paul Lebrook, if you don't mind to stay here, this one. I think maybe you don't mind Dana and 处长 Edward Tao. Just wait for Edward Tao. Edward Tao in the middle, 大哥在中间。 谢谢你。啊？干宝。The reason Director General Edward Tao can speak Bahasa Indonesia is he has been living there for 8 years. And Bahasa Indonesia and Bahasa Malaysia are very similar. It's about, pretty much the same. Yeah, thank you. What other countries, who want to know, what other country you stay? You say 6 or 9 countries. What else?
Australia,
Yeah, Australia. Taiwan. Colombia. So you can speak Spanish.
te amo.
Como esta. Bien, gracias.
Gracias, mucho gracias. No, I can't. I live in Libya.
Wow. Africa. What else?
US.
He was born here. He was born in Australia.
I live in St.
Lucia.
in the Caribbean.
Good on you. Good on you.
We also live. All right.
Thank you very much. Terima kasih. Ladies and gentlemen, we haven't finished yet, but I want to offer a vote of thanks to each and every one of you. First, can I thank Auntie Peggy for your wonderful acknowledgement of the country. As I say, Auntie Peggy come from Mixo. I went to St. George, which is about 1 hour drive. St. George is 509 kilometers and Mixo is about 586 kilometers from Brisbane. So thank you, Auntie Peggy, for your acknowledgement of the country. Can I also thank Peter Russo for arranging of the venue here. I want to thank Peter and your staff, William and Meredith, for this coordination and arrangement. And I want to thank the speaker for providing the venue and the team, the hospitality team from the Queensland Parliament for your wonderful service. Thank you very much. I also want to thank all the speakers for your speeches, guidance and encouragement. Needless to say, I want to thank all our volunteers and the WMCI team for the cooperation in bringing the event to fruition, I think, and on time, by the way. I'm supposed to speak the vote of thanks at 9 o'clock, but I do that beforehand. Ladies and gentlemen, I also want to thank each and every one of you for your attendance and continued support. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you around and thank you very much. Thank you.